All praises and glory to Yahawah, Ba'asham, Yahawashi, Ba'asham Ha, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to our apostle elders, which rule Great Millstone well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom. Wa Abababal. Alright, so I'm going to link this video called Death Star Rebirth Superb Owl Eclipse Ritual. Alright, it's on the Donut Factory channel. And what they're going into is all the symbolism that was in the Super Bowl. And what it was referencing to is pretty much the Day of Judgment and the return of the Messiah. Alright? Which that's what we've been waiting for. And really, you know, when you're in this truth, you realize that the wicked, alright, there's no peace for the wicked because they're not able to accomplish their enterprise. Alright, they're always in straits. Okay, because just like we can't do what we want, the so-called white man can't do what he wants. Alright, everything is preordained and controlled by Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi. So these elite on the left-hand side, the Edomites, the so-called Caucasians, the witches that rule the world, the warlocks, right? The Edomites, the devil, the Bible speaks of, the so-called Caucasian, all right? They're at the mercy of the Lord, all right? They're not controlling nothing, okay? They're on the left-hand side, and that's why they have to do magic, because they're begging the Lord to do something for them in the reality that we are in, all right? That's why they have to do these little rituals, is because they're asking the spirit realm to do something for them in the physical realm, because they don't have no control. Everything is controlled by Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi. Everything. Alright? So, I'm going to show you this video. You can watch it. It's a little long, but it has a lot of meat in there. It also has a lot of bone. So, you know, spit out the bone and eat the meat. Well, I'm going to let him speak a little bit, and I'm going to just bring out some scripture to edify, Lord willing.
Things to be reviewed. There's like that's what I do on the channel. This is what you do. Is, you know, some people in the past would say, "Oh, Donut's a prophet," but really all you are is you're speculating. You're listening to your insight. You're looking at all the events, and then you're hoping that God inspires you to see something. You know, like every time I do a show, I'm like, "Hey, well, help me to see, what do I need to do? How do I need to talk about these things?" You know,
and so really there is prophets, all right, but Donut and even this guy Jacob Israel, which I believe Jacob Israel is an Israelite, and I believe Donut is an Edomite, which they both grew up as, you know, believing they're both Edomites. They both believe they're Jewish, all right? But Jacob Israel, when you watch the video, you can see that he has a lot of faith, or I should say zeal, okay, for God, but he lacks knowledge of the true God of the Bible. All right?
Here we have it. That's it. We're speculators. And people...
So, you got true prophets and false prophets. All right? The true prophets are in the game doing what they were created to do. All right? We're teaching this truth. All right? The false prophets, they're fumbling the ball. They're a stumbling block to the flock. You see? So, just like Donut, there's bones in here in these videos. Just like Jacob Israel, there's bones in there. So don't get stumbled up over what they teach, all right? Just eat the meat that is edifying, that helps, you know, bring the picture more together. But spit out the bones that go against the grain, all right?
People can see, Jesus taught this. He said, you can say when the sun is going to be nice in the morning by how the weather looks the day before. How come you can't look at the world and figure out that death and resurrection is happening? That there's going to be, you know, there's going to be two groups of people. Very small group of people, things are going to be okay for a while. Another group of people, maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. Yeah.
The righteous are going to be all right. We're going to be delivered by Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi. And we're going to survive Jacob's trouble through miraculous events. All right, by the power of Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi. And then you got the 2/3, which are going to be destroyed with the wicked. The wicked are the Edomites. The 2/3 are the unbelieving Israelites. All right, once again, the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians that have been scattered throughout the world in slavery. All right, the so-called white man is that red devil, the wicked, Esau, Edom.
Chiefs a fan, by the way. Chiefs fan, this is interesting about the Death Star, which is the Allegiant Stadium. They planted a flag. They planted a flag, supposedly, at the base of the stadium when it was built in 2017.
So
by the way,
right
that
there
was
where that event went down in Vegas. It seems like right here, Mandalay Bay, Luxor.
Take a wild guess when that first eclipse was, too.
Was that during this?
I mean, 2017,
Okay.
All these things are interesting,
Yeah, you've been looking at this for a while. How long have you had your YouTube channel?
Since YouTube started.
Now, these guys been doing these for years, all right? Talking about the connections that are done, all right, with numerology, with what they would call coincidences, all right? And this is not man. This is above man. All right, it's too well fitted together for man to say that he did it. It's all done by Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi. That's why even on the left hand, the wicked, they have to do this magic rituals to ask the spiritual realm for something. You see, to have a part in the physical realm. Do you see? Just like us in the right hand. Right? We're in the physical realm, we're in the flesh, and we're doing things, asking the spiritual realm on the right hand side through Yahawashi. We're asking the power, Yahawah, to do things for us in the physical, like deliver us from the wicked and their devices, which those devices, those plans were given to them by Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi, which they're a sword against the wicked Israelite. See?
And how long were you looking into
Oh gosh, well,
See, and they ask for certain things, and the spirit projects through the flesh coincidences. Look that word up. I've already brought it out multiple times. Coincidence is not a bad word. It's misused. All right, coincidence means something happening in the flesh that is an answer from the spirit. All right.
I've had just this interesting life. I after I left WWE, I came from nothing. My mother was 18, so I have no connections. I never really, I just barely get by. That this is not an easy gig, and I have, four children. But I've gone from one place to another place. I've been really blessed to work in all these different places and being around all of these people that are literally happening now. Like, I used to write for The Rock, and here he is going back to WWE. That's really weird. I was there 24 years ago. It's strange. I produced Donald Trump. Very strange. How do these things happen? It makes no sense to me. I feel like maybe God is.
Do you think that The Rock is going to run for president?
I had a weird dream before we even heard rumblings of it that I shared. I do that too. I'll have weird dreams. I encourage people to do that. If you have a weird dream, put it on X or put it on whatever social media. Just put it out there so that if something happens, you'll be like, whoa. And then you're going to look at life completely differently. The scriptures say very clearly that God speaks to us as a man sleeps. As a man slumbers, in a vision of the night, he comes and he expresses the plans that he has for him.
And that's why the wicked are having nightmares, night terrors, right? And the righteous are having dreams of paradise, of living in heaven on earth, being in the chariot, being delivered, being in Jacob's trouble, but being delivered in it. See, because the Lord is showing us our lot, all right? Which I've had dreams myself where I've had a cape on, right? And I had these humongous gold loops, but it wasn't real big for my body because I was big. And the hoops on the side of my shoulders was where the cape was tied to. And this cape was thick. It was like almost like 2 inches thick. But it felt like it was like as light as hair. If my hair was to blow in the wind, right? You drive on a motorcycle, you know, the windows down, you can feel the wind. You know, it's like a tickle flowing through your hair. That's how my cape felt. But it was super thick and very in a rich color of red. And when I looked down, my body was, it had, I was in almost like a Black Adam outfit, but it had Hebrew written all over it. All right. And then I had another one where my whole body was covered in gold rings, different sizes. And I was whooping on Esau with the brethren, which they were as gods. See? So just like we're having visions of what's to come, the wicked and them that do wickedly are having dreams of nuclear destruction and being caught up in it. Starvation, troops, right, coming in and killing everybody and all that other stuff that comes with it. All the way up to the nuclear destruction. You know, the implantable microchip. Look it up. They got dreams. You got these women that they know, they even said, I know it's the mark of the beast. I know not to take it. But in my dream, I had to take it. You know why? Because they're not correct. You got to have a man of the Lord to guide you, right? Or even a man to guide you into some form of light, which the men of the Lord, you know, we've been out here prophesying of these things taking place. And now here it is in the year 2024. And these things are manifesting. They're becoming flesh. It's a coincidence. It's not an accident. All right? The word, I'm going to just pull it up for the sake of edification. All right? Coincidence.
Coincidence.
It says, a remarkable concurrence, so multiple events that look the same, of events or circumstances without apparent casual connection. Like all the brethren waking up to the truth and us not knowing each other beforehand. That's a phenomenon, all right, that they can't explain, but we know how it's happening. Through the spirit of Yahawah Yahawashi, we're remembering ourselves, all right? It says in the second definition, correspondence, which means a letter of information in nature, in the flesh realm, or in time of occurrence. Pretty much as you're praying for something and then you get a sign, which they will say an omen, right? That's what happens. Which it gives you the physics definition, the presence of ionizing particles or other objects in two or more detectors, this word is
simultaneously
at the same time, right? Like all of us brothers coming together at this time. At the same time, you got the implantable microchip hitting the main scene, right? You got the chariots. You got all the events of the last days happening in our lifetime, all right? It says, or two or more signals. You see that? Signals. That's what these prophecies are. Signals to the end. All right? The return of Yahawashi. And it's the end of the so-called white man. And it says here, just to show you how rare a coincidence is, it says right here, the Lord's explaining how different this world is, all right? It says in 1 Corinthians 15, verse 39, all flesh is not the same flesh. All right, so not only are we different from each other as people, you got different fingerprints, right? Different nations, different groups of family, different sexes, right? You also have different kinds of flesh. It says, but there is one kind of flesh of men and the other flesh of beasts. And that's why you're not supposed to lay with beasts, all right? But actually with, women, or women are to have a husband, all right? but you're not supposed to have sex with beasts because it's not the same flesh. The Lord said that's an abomination. It says, another flesh of beasts and other of fishes. And that's why also there's certain animals we can eat and certain animals we can't eat. And another of birds. Same thing with the birds. You got certain birds you can eat, certain birds you can't eat. Certain birds fly, certain birds don't. Alright? It says there are celestial bodies, right? Bodies in the heavens, and bodies terrestrial, earthly bodies. But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another star in glory. See? So, everything is different in this world. So when you have a coincidence happening, it's an actual signal from the spiritual realm. It's a correspondence. But now it tells you that you're not to trust every spirit, but to try them. See? It says, so also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in incorruption, right? It is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption, which means without it. We're corrupt in the flesh, but when we're going to be resurrected, when Yahawashi returns, right, we're going to be changed, all right? We're going to be without wickedness. Translation comparison, it says in the NLT, it is the same way with the resurrection of the dead. Our earthly bodies are planted in the ground when we die, but they will be raised to live forever, a different kind of body. See? Because not all of us are going to die, okay? It tells you that in 1 Corinthians 15 and 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, nuclear destruction of America after they make that implantable microchip mandatory for buying and selling. At the return of Yahawashi, America is destroyed in nuclear fire. All right. At the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Let's see what the NLT says. It will happen in a moment, in the blink of an eye, so fast, scarcely saved. When the last trumpet is blown, the nuclear destruction of America, Yahawashi is going to deliver us. For when the trumpet sounds, those who have died will be raised to live forever, talking about the elect of Israel, and we who are living will also be transformed, them that are ordained to be saved, which it tells you, all right, in Revelation 7 and 4, it says, and I heard the number of them which were sealed for salvation, and they were sealed by this knowledge because they sing this new song. And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the sons of Israel. And then 9, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude of Israelites, which no man could number, of all nations. So Israelites from all these different nations we've been scattered from, and kindreds, right? We were scattered amongst all the 12 tribes, have become Gentiles, right? When Yahawashi was walking the earth as the Messiah, you had the set of Jews, right, which were Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. But even they were pushed out of that land in 70 AD, and that's why you had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi being picked up on the side of West Africa. All right? So all the 12 tribes have been scattered amongst all the nations and people and tongues, speaking different languages, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, because we're found innocent in Yahawashi, and palms in our hands, and we got victory in Yahawashi, and cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our power, Yahawah, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. See, unto Yahawashi. This is why we give all praise and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, because he is our power, and Yahawashi is our Savior. Yahawah, he is our power. Yahawashi, he is our deliverer.